Hey there everybody, Late Boy Scout here, reviewing another knife for you. This is the much loved and much reviewed Spyderco Tenacious. I think everybody and their dog has a review on this knife. So why am I doing it? To reinforce what has already been said. That's basically it. Everybody seems to love this knife. And you know what? I like it a lot too. As an EDC blade, it's a little bit big for me. What do I prefer as EDC? Well, I prefer something, a little bit lighter and smaller. Let's say the Kershaw Chill. Let's say the Buck Rush. A little bit lighter, a little bit smaller, a little bit less intimidating. Yeah, the intimidation thing, it's a real thing in my opinion, guys. And if you can get over it, if you can have something that's not intimidating, CRKT Pizzota there. If you can have something unintimidating, hey, let's just throw that in there. It's got a little blade on it. If you can have something unintimidating, I think that's there's some value in that. Is this an unintimidating knife? I don't think it is unintimidating. I think it is intimidating, on the contrary. Look at that blade. Okay, look at the size of this thing. This is a fairly big knife, okay? Yeah, there are way bigger knives that you could be carrying and that a lot of you guys do carry. But this is big-ish for me. And I'm a guy that works in an office, so what do I need a gigantic blade like this for? Not much. Not much where I work, not much day to day. But, yeah, that didn't stop me from buying it. Sure didn't. I dig it. I think it looks fantastic. It feels great in hand. It feels fantastic. In the cutting tests that I've done with various blades, cutting different materials, this thing is pretty much the winner. Yeah, it really is. I mean, push tests and just kind of press tests when you're cutting down, bearing down hard on something, and kind of slicing straight through it. This has performed better than almost any other knife that I have. Part of it is that huge belly that it's got. You've got this great big wide blade and this really well pronounced belly. Nice sharp tip as well, but that belly, I mean, guys, EDC work, the belly is pretty important, I think. You don't get that with the Buck Rush. There's hardly any kind of belly there. No, not much intimidation here, but a lot of the usefulness, a lot of the reason you carry a knife kind of goes away when certain aspects aren't present. Now the CRKT Pizzota got a fairly nice belly on it. It's got a fairly nice belly, so that's, this one works pretty well. Also the Kershaw Chill, yeah, it's a pretty good belly. Of course, much thinner knife, much thinner blade, harder to bear down on this thing and do certain cuts with it. I'll say that about the Kershaw Nerve, which the belly, yeah, it's there, but it's a bit lighter. By the way, I would put these two very much in the same category, and you can probably see why. G10 handles, okay, cool. Liner lock, yep, very nice. This one's a pillar construction, flow through design. This one's pillar construction, but not flow through unless you modify it, and I did actually try that, and I'll put that video here in annotation someplace showing you how I successfully made this into a flow-through design. That's the Kershaw Nerve / Schlitz. So even though this one's not, flow-through by, straight off the shelf, still, I'm going to say that these are basically the same knife, same category of knife. Nice, strong blade there. You've got, this one's hollow ground from this point down, which gives you a nice thin cutting edge here. About the same length in blade, so yeah. I think you see what I'm getting at. These blades are very similar in what they offer you as a knife user. Very similar knives. I already had this. I actually have two of these, so why did I need to get this when I already got something in roll? Well, it just comes down to what Nut and Fancy calls second kind of cool. First kind of cool, I got it covered. This knife does the job, I think. It's about the same weight, it's about the same size. Same POU, to borrow a nut and fancy term. So yeah, it's exclusively second kind of cool why I bought this knife. And yes, it is very useful. Yes, it is very useful. It's first kind of cool. It's all there. But second kind of cool, you know, I had the first kind of cool covered with this one. Second kind of cool, I just love it. I just love the way it looks. I love the way it feels. I love the way it feels more so than this one, even though this one's, oh man, I can't say much bad about the Kershaw Nerve. I really can't. It's just a good knife. This is just this is just a little bit more friendly, a little bit more lovely. Nice rounded G10 handles. G10 is such a comfortable material to hold on to. Is it comfortable to slide in and out of your pocket? Heck no! Man, that stuff's hard. It's tough to do that. That's why I like this one a lot of the time, because it slips in and out so easily. And why this one, Pizota, is so great. Slips in and out so easily and very, very deep. This one here, got some nice grippy G10. Okay, very good for actually holding and using your knife. But for slipping it in and out of your pocket and using it on a daily basis, I'm guessing you're going to tear your pants up if you keep doing that for a month or so. Yeah, guys, yeah, that's just that. You know, you've probably heard all the specs on this knife before. Yes, G10 handles, stainless steel liners, pillar construction, nice pocket clip, repositionable from here to there, to there, to there, so it covers anybody and everybody. There are a lot of reasons why this knife is so freaking popular. And why don't you guys actually go ahead and chime in and tell me why you like this knife so much and why you think that it's so popular. I think one of the main reasons is the price. I picked this up from Amazon.com for about $31 shipped. Shipped, guys. I mean, that was it. Out the door. 31 bucks. Had this knife in hand. Recently saw it on a local classified. Somebody's trying to sell this for $50 used. I laughed. I lolled. I ruffled, or whatever you call that. But seriously, this knife at 30 bucks shipped, and because it's so popular, they can sell it for that low, and it's always available because it's just such a popular knife and it's such a huge seller. 8CR13 MOV steel. I don't know if I mentioned that already. Yeah, you can disassemble this thing. You've got your Torx bits in Torx screwdrivers, or is that Allen wrenches? They kind of look like Allen wrench bits. I bet you could take this apart with an Allen wrench. Will I take this apart for you? I've taken apart a lot of knives for you. I don't know if I'll take this one apart. To tell you the honest truth, I don't know if I'll take this one apart for you. Because flow-through design, a lot of times, not necessary. Oh, do you see that? Drilled out liners. Yeah. Drilled out, relieving this of some weight. Even with those drilled out liners, we got it at about 4 ounces, which is not a heavy knife. It's not heavy. Again, it's about the same weight as the Kershaw Nerve. Have I said enough about this knife yet? Great cutter, great slicer, great EDC blade if you're comfortable with the size. If you're comfortable with this size, and the people around you are comfortable with you whipping this out every half hour or however often you use a knife, if they're comfortable with this size, I say go for it. Make this your EDC. Not a bad price at all. Fantastic price, in fact. And a fantastic knife for the price. Spyderco Tenacious is a winner. 100% winner. That's why it's so popular, and that's why I bought it, even though I already had knives that fulfilled the same POU, and it's kind of a redundant blade. But then again, redundancy never hurts, unless you're like, you have an incredibly cluttered life, and you've got no room to put all your stuff. But otherwise, having extras and some variety that fill the same, again, I'll just say it, POU, there's no point in not doing that. You might as well do it, especially if you dig something like this that much. And I do. Spyderco Tenacious. I'm the late Boy Scout. This has been my review. It's really kind of glossing over the specs and all that stuff, and just talking about the knife and talking about why I like it. And I do. I do. And I know a lot of you guys like it, and that's why it's so doggone popular. Again, I'm the Late Boy Scout, reviewing the Spyderco Tenacious. We'll catch you later.